Grave Tone.
Welcome to Grave Tone Podcast, where horror comes to life in every form it takes. I'm Megan.
And I'm Arthur.
And we just finished all of our watch-throughs for this year's Fantasia Festival. Woo!
We are dead tired.
We're tired.
We are brain dead. It was amazing. I would do it again.
Yeah,
we do it every year.
What are you talking about? Would do it again? We do it every year.
Yeah, we've been going for 8 years now or something like that?
I think 8 or 9 years or something
Yeah.
at this point. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
since we started going in the first place.
So we did Fantasia. For those of you who don't know, Fantasia is I want to say like a genre movie festival.
It's a genre festival, yeah.
It is in Montreal, and it has been around since 1996. Interesting enough, it was initially called Fant-Asia.
Ew.
Yeah, well, the reason was because it was like 3 new wave fanboys who really loved Hong Kong, Japanese, Asian movies and everything. So they started basically it as a Asian fantasy action movie. And that's why it was, fan
Fan
and Asia. They were fans of Asian movies, right?
You.
And that's it.
Also that, I will say, sorry to interject, just that really still shines through. I would say in
the
programming, there's a massive focus. I would say like there's a focus on a ton of genre filmmaking in general, but there's a huge focus on Asian cinema specifically in that fantasy kind of action realm and stuff. There are always a ton of offerings in that space every year.
There's a lot. Yeah, it's amazing. They have really everything. It's very much a genre festival.
Very much.
A lot of it is focused on the horror, sci-fi, and again, kind of like that anime Asian angle.
Fantasy,
like fantasy. That's it. They haven't lost their roots, which is great. And next year is going to be 30 years.
I know, it's crazy.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, this was the 29th edition. That's I think closing the day that we're recording this. Basically, the festival's closing
October 3rd. That's it. So it runs through basically mid-July into like early October.
August.
Or August. God,
you just want it to be October.
I did say we're brain dead. Okay, don't question this. And yeah, so I mean, like, it is basically at this point in the 2000s or whatever it is considered one of the more important genre film festivals, at least in Canada.
Yeah.
It is starting to get worldwide recognition. Like this year, I've seen articles written about it on Variety, on People. Robert Eggers wrote about this stuff. There is world premieres that are happening. There's Canadian world premieres. There's international world premieres that happen.
Yeah.
There's like big shot directors and actors that come there. Who did we see in the last few years?
Let's see. We've seen
Mike Flanagan
multiple times.
Multiple times. He's
Point.
been there. Like I've seen him in person. It is amazing.
Correct. We've seen Mike Flanagan at least 2 or 3 times at this point. We saw Elijah Wood, I want to say last year.
Yeah, we were sitting like 5 rows in front of him.
Yeah,
I have
great.
photos. It's amazing. It was
that
like
was pretty great.
Fangirling there.
Yeah,
but
there were a ton of. There have been quite a few, actually, I should say, like throughout the years that we've seen, because like we said, we've been going for like 8 or 9 years now, and at this point, it's just kind of like we're always just kind of excited every time there's either the writer-directors. So Steve Pink was there this year for a film of his that we saw, famously directed High Fidelity, Hot Tub Time Machine, like a couple of different movies like that. We'll
Guillermo del Toro also made an appearse, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Danny Elfman was given an award this year, so he was also there for a period of time. Gennady Tartakovsky, I want to say, creator of basically Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab. He's done a lot of more recent stuff like Primal, I think, is one of his that he's done more recently. He had a film that premiered at the festival as well that's also just been picked up by Netflix that's called Fixed, that we saw a trailer for.
Oh, it's weird.
That looks wild.
My God. That
really perverted dogs.
God, it's like... Anyways, yeah, it's wild.
But yeah, no, we're lucky. We've been really fortunate to have seen quite a few screenings that have had filmmakers in attendance, actors in attendance, all sorts of folks involved with the production, etc. It's actually super nice when they have a whole group of people that is able to attend, both the actors, but also the filmmakers, directors, producers, writers, cinematographers, all of the folks. We've had like a couple of different ones like that have been really cool to hear different perspectives from people. And oftentimes they will answer some questions and things from the audience.
Yeah, that's it, because usually if it's a full feature, they just kind of go straight into it. If not, there's maybe a little bit of a short that is kind of related to the movie theme and stuff.
We saw some good shorts this year.
Very great shorts.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Like if they are there, they're basically sitting with you in the audience, which is awesome.
Sure, yeah.
For the world premieres, they get to experience the insane people that are there. It's
It's
not
the
like
vi-
the typical
the
festival.
vibe is not what you think it is, I guess.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like, I'm sure, like,
it's
for
important
folks
to
listening,
mention.
yeah, I'm sure. I feel like for folks listening to this, when you think about festivals, you think about things like maybe like South by Southwest and some of the other maybe larger festivals that happen either on the U.S. side of things or even in Canada. Like TIFF is
TIFF,
probably our
exactly, yeah.
biggest festival that we have, but TIFF is a lot more bougie.
Yep.
There's a whole red carpet. There are many, many, many celebrity appearances and tons of world premieres and everything. TIFF is like a fantastic festival, and we're really fortunate as Canadians, just in
Yes,
general.
of
We get
course.
ignored a lot, so we're very fortunate to have that festival here at all and have the opportunity to even like get to something like that. But there's something really special about Fantasia for genre fans.
Yeah, because it started as a genre fan, which is kind of like more niche and everything,
Yeah.
and it never grew to be something that it is not.
And there's
Like
also
TIFF,
something very unpretentious about
exactly.
it.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Is that TIFF,
Yeah.
it has the red carpet and there's celebrities and there's photos and everything
Very
and big
much.
brands and sponsors and everything.
Sure.
No, man, here this festival happens in a university campus. Okay,
Correct. Yeah, it
It
happens
is
at
in a
Concordia
big-
University.
it is in a big in a classroom, and there's a giant screen, and they
Yeah.
just project movies there.
Yeah.
Anyone literally goes there. I've seen every kind of different people.
Oh, 100%.
Like big YouTubers, small ones, like celebrities sometimes. Like
Yep.
I said, they're sitting with you in the audience and stuff like that. There's film production, movie crews. There's like everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone goes in there. The audience is absolutely amazing, and one of the quirks of the festival that a lot of people mention.
Oh, you're gonna give it away for people? Okay, sure.
Oh well, yeah, they have to know this.
I personally appreciated the aspect of being incredibly confused my first year. So
Yeah, so people look, if you can visit it, definitely do come and experience it by yourself. But people meow in the audience just
Sure.
before the movie starts. It is absolutely hilarious. It creates such a different vibe.
yeah,
Anyways,
it's an old thing. It's
it's an
really
old thing,
it's
yeah,
based on
it's-
like an old thing from the festival years ago that just stuck, and so now it's
yeah, and
become like a
people just do it.
tradition. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So, anyways, Fantasia Film Festival is absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
and we just finished our run this year of
Yay.
it. We did 6 movies.
6 movies this year.
Yeah.
Normally, we're like a 10 movie household
Yes.
here. We've been very busy this summer, just unfortunately personal stuff and everything. So we did kind of cut back a little bit, I guess, compared to
Yeah.
usual. But we're lucky. That's it. Like we said, it's in Montreal. We have incredibly easy access to this festival, so we're very fortunate to be able to pretty easily attend
Yeah.
multiple screenings. It's not like we have to take 2 weeks off work and drive 6 hours to get there. So-
Yeah. So what we wanted to do today is basically go over some of the movies that we've seen. A lot of those movies, I mean, like now it's because it's getting a little bit bigger than before.
Yeah.
They're getting picked up very quickly.
True.
There's a movie we saw yesterday got picked up by Shudder already.
Yep.
Some of them are still doing
Netflix.
the festival routes.
Like I just
exactly,
said, that Gennady
Netflix, yeah.
Tartakovsky movies
Exactly. So
already
some
happening.
like because it's getting that much popular now and bigger, it is getting picked up by either streaming service or just being released in the movies
True.
faster. But some of them are still going to be doing the film festival circuit
Yes.
essentially. And like there's movies that we've seen, like what is it, Late Night with the Devil? We've seen it at Fantasia, and it was like released a year
Oh,
later.
God, like almost
and
a
it
year
just
later.
blew up, and we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I saw this last year.
And
What
we
are
were
you
like,
talking
oh
about?
yeah, yes.
People are
that
like, oh my God, have you seen this? This is amazing. I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
last year.
great film. I saw it like 9 months ago.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so we're very lucky to be able to have experienced like a few things like that early. Like
Yeah.
I was saying, I think even from a couple of our screenings last year, right? So the reboot, remake, requel, whatever you want to call it, of Witchboard is finally getting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a limited theatrical release or if it's a streaming release. I'm not sure what the situation is
It's
going to
awesome
be.
either way.
But they've released an official trailer. We saw that last year. It's a bunch of fun, and if you really like early aughts, like early 2000s horror films, I really feel like it's like a that kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, and it has a great cast too. Who's the lead one? Is Vecna? What's his
Oh
name? I
yeah,
can't-
Jamie Campbell Bower is in
Jamie
the film,
Campbell
and
Bowers.
he's
And
great.
so like we're not talking about genre films and it's like, oh, a little low budget
No,
B
there are
movie
names.
type of thing. There's
Yeah.
names, there's budgets attached to it. Not on every one of them, but most of them are
a
pretty
lot of them.
a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Witchboard that you
Witchboard
were
was-
talking about
yeah.
now. I mean, we literally know a person
We have
who is. We have a
kind
friend
of a
who
friend
is
of ours who
in
who's
that.
in the
She's in
film.
that movie.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
So
it
we were
has.
like, wow, that was so cool.
That was a really great, like a really cool thing to go see in person, and she was wonderful. So it was
Yeah,
great
yeah,
to
that's
like
it. It was
go
such a
and see
great time.
that.
First of all, the movie is amazing, so you
It's
should
really
definitely
fun.
check it out. And then afterwards, because they have the Q&A and stuff, so we stayed for that. And then people were leaving, and we're like, we're just gonna go see her. And we went and we like spoke to the
Yeah.
cast and her and everything,
It's
and it
nice
was so cool.
to chat with people. We chatted with an actor who played Ghostface in What God Scream
Oh,
5,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, 5 or 6. Like,
The one, with the one,
it's so cool.
5 or 6, the one that they filmed in Montreal anyway.
Yeah.
He played Ghostface in that. So just, so those are like fun little things that we get to do. What else did we see last year? We saw Shelby Oaks, which
Oh
is
my God,
also getting
so
its
good.
own
Remastered
final
actual
release. I think
release,
Neon
yeah.
picked it up, if I'm not mistaken, is getting a theatrical, I want to say a theatrical release, or at least a VOD release, if I'm not mistaken. And it I guess got enough popularity and enough kind of
Funding.
clout after Fantasia and after a couple of other screenings that it had, that they were able to go back and actually like add to it. They were able to reshoot certain aspects, add to the film. So I'm super pumped to see that again
Yeah,
with new
I'm
footage
definitely
that
watching
we've
it
not
again.
seen. It was
100%.
very atmospheric, very like creepy
Yeah.
to watch, and I really enjoyed it. And for a first feature, I thought it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Okay.
So
What happened this year? Let's go for
okay,
this year.
we could keep talking about
Yeah,
it forever.
seriously, go on.
Okay, all right. So let's go. Let's just go through the films in the order that we watched them,
Sure.
shall we?
That works.
So we went to see the opening film this year. This year they were able to nab Eddington as the opening film of the festival this year. Ari Aster's most recent, at the time that we're recording, obviously the film will have been released in theaters and everything. It was released the same week, I believe, that we saw it. So we were able to see Eddington, that's it, Ari Aster's pandemic film.
Yep,
Basically,
that's
essentially
exactly
with
what it
like a
is.
lot of, sort of social commentary with regards to the pandemic and other issues within like small town America, and like a lot of things to do with those sides of things. Starring Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, a bunch of other people that I can't think
it's
of
a
right
huge
now.
movie. It's a
Yeah.
big budget movie.
Correct, yeah.
Ari Aster unfortunately was not able to come to Fantasia, which I was like not expecting.
Nobody
him to.
was surprised
But
about that. No.
he did leave a Fantasia specific message.
He
so
did, he
it's
did.
like it's not like just we're gonna pick up this movie and watch
No,
it.
that's it. So we were able to see that. So, okay, briefly, this movie's out, so I don't feel quite as bad about this. Like, we're not really going to
we're not
spoil
gonna-
any major plot
exactly.
points or anything, so don't worry about
But
that.
we're also
we'll
not
just
gonna
go
spend
through
too much time on it. Like,
no,
just,
that's
just
it.
watch
So
it.
just general thoughts. How did you feel about Eddington?
So I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it was shot, the acting, of course. I mean, Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix
absolutely
really, like,
amazing.
he had a
stole
lot
the
to do
show.
in this film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he stole the show. It was
Yeah.
really well done. I love the story, the different perspective you get from the whole pandemic and how it's viewed by different people and what they think it is and what it should be done, etc. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had kind of like a similar comment on the fact that it was maybe a little bit too long for what it is.
I agree.
There were some scenes that definitely were just too long. And they could have been cut out, and we could have definitely cut the movie by like 30, 40 minutes because the movie was
easily.
2 hours and
Two
a
and a
half.
half hours, yeah.
It's long.
It was
man.
long.
Like my ass was falling asleep.
Oh my
Like, it's
God,
not
yeah, no,
normal.
I was shifting towards the, when you get to that point where you're
That's
which
it.
unfortunately, like, that's it. I feel like I had mixed feelings about this one.
I did like it.
Bit. I mean, I am an Ari Aster fan.
Yeah.
I do enjoy, I like, like Hereditary, I think is like a fantastically made film. For me, Midsommar is a film that I think is excellent from start to finish. Every aspect of grief and relationships that it touches upon, the way that it is written, the way that it is shot is stunning. All of it is so wonderful. So
And
I
we did
guess-
see some of it in Eddington as well, right? Like
Correct.
some of the shots were
Well, I mean, so
incredible.
Ari Aster works with the same cinematographer,
Of course,
frequently
yes,
as well,
yes.
which probably has something to do with that. And I know that he's worked with Joaquin Phoenix more recently in Beau is Afraid, which we have not seen, but I have heard is very strange. So if you were expecting a typical Ari Aster, you're not getting it with that movie. But
It was one
anyway.
of his first ones, right? So it shifted from there.
Yeah, it shifted after the other two. So
Exactly.
yeah. So anyway, I have mixed feelings about it. It was good. I felt a lot of people and a lot of plot lines were maybe underutilized to a degree.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there were some maybe one or two plot lines that, like, if they didn't happen,
It
would
wouldn't
not have made a
really
difference.
matter.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like
Exactly, I agree.
I get it,
Okay,
yeah.
so that was the first film that we saw. The second film that we saw, which I loved, was Good Boy.
Oh yeah,
Good Boy was incredible. So
it was very good.
yeah,
It was
so-
very emotional, really, for a movie that is it's a haunted house kind of movie. And
It's a haunting.
it's a haunting,
film
yes.
from the
Perspective.
I mean, I feel like this has been making the festival rounds, and I know people have been talking about this film. I think it premiered at South by Southwest.
Okay.
Anyway, it's done a few now. However, that's it. We got to see it at Fantasia. It's a haunting film from the perspective of the dog,
Yeah.
essentially, who lives
Seriously?
with this guy who's moved into a new house and
Well, no,
weird
it's an
things.
old house. It's the house of his
Sorry,
dad.
yes, sorry, his dad's
who's
or his
passed away.
grandfather. I'm sorry, his old house, and
Yeah.
who begins to experience some strange things. But it's all shot and done from the perspective of the dog.
Exactly.
This is, I believe, written and directed by Ben Leonberg, and he shot it with his dog named Indy, who's the
Exactly.
star of the film. Plays the same dog. Obviously, they didn't change his name. He's not a professionally trained dog. He was
Yeah,
just
it was
his
just
dog.
It's just his dog. Yeah, that's it. And he was saying like it was because he was there to answer questions
Yes,
afterwards
he
and
was,
whatever it is,
yeah.
which is first of all cool. I mean,
Yeah.
the dog wasn't there, and people were like, "Oh no, why?"
People were kind of disappointed, but I feel like traveling with Indy would
No,
have been
obviously.
a little tricky.
But
Poor baby.
seriously, it was super well done. It is very interesting to see from the perspective of a dog because you still get the gist and the idea of
But
it, but it's different.
It has this aspect of almost being from the perspective of a child in a way, because there's
Yeah,
an innocence,
kinda,
a level
yeah,
of innocence
exactly.
and naivete to it. The dog does not understand what's
Mhm,
going exactly
mhm.
what's happening, and he in turn interprets things in a particular way.
Yes,
This
yeah,
film
and you
isn't
see
quite
it.
it's not quite what you think it's going to
And
be.
you see it differently also. Like your thoughts on what's happening is a little bit different.
And they
than-
shift throughout the
and it
course
shifts.
of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the director was saying that like sometimes it was hard to film because the dog
Oh,
would
correct.
just get like distracted
Yeah,
and
he would
stuff like
start
that.
grooming in the middle of like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
shot,
that's it.
or he would boop the camera
with his nose.
with his
yeah,
little
that's
snoot
it.
and stuff just in the middle of it. Also beautiful. God, that dog was adorable.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog. He
Yeah.
was so cute.
Seriously, but yeah, seriously, really well done.
It was
is a very
wonderful.
different perspective.
Yeah.
Definitely should check it out. We absolutely loved it.
I loved it, and it was
Um,
much more emotionally charged than I thought it was
Yeah,
going to be.
actually, yeah,
Oof.
yeah. Seriously, towards the end, I
It
was like,
packs a punch.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's something to it. So
agreed. Yeah,
very well done.
Saw that
and
with
it's like
a-
it's suspenseful too. Like
Yes,
there were
very
some shots. I was
much.
like, "Gee."
very much. Saw that in, by the way, I'm just going to mention briefly when we had, so saw that in conjunction with a short film prior to it
yes.
called Closer, about a painter who is trying to like work on a piece and notices that his canvas starts changing.
Yeah.
And there seems to be something in the room with him. Very creepy, I will
Yeah,
say.
and I mean, like that short was like 5 or 7 minutes or
It was
something
5
like
minutes
that, and it
long.
was
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
Nothing. Okay, so next we were able to see, as I mentioned earlier, because the director was there as well, we were able to see the world premiere of Terrestrial, which is directed by Steve Pink. Yeah,
Oh, I
this
love
was
that
your pick.
one.
So every year, okay, so side note, every time we go to Fantasia, I have a tendency to
Yeah,
to,
Megan
like,
picks
I
all the
go
movies
through-
and I
go
get
through
one
all of, like, the big
selection.
waves. I do, shut up. I go through all the waves. Stop acting so hard. Done by you, like these movies. I go through like all of like the big like waves of announcements and stuff. I'll go through the program, and I have a tendency to put together like a whole list of options for us.
Yeah.
And then you in turn do a second pass where you're looking through the sci-fi selection specifically. We've talked about it. You're a big lover of sci-fi, so like you have a tendency to look through like that aspect of things. I had put Terrestrial as a possibility on our list in the first place. You did like a kind of read through, and you were like, yeah, you know what, this sounds good. This one would be good. So that is what we wound up going with. So this was the world premiere of the film. This is not sci-fi in the way that you think it's going to be. It's sort of like in the periphery a little bit, but it's very much like kind of an homage to old pulpy sci-fi novels from like the 80s and 90s to
and
a degree.
even TV shows.
Correct.
Along with that,
Kind of mixed with like, that's it, like the nostalgia that all of that brings, and stylistically very much like, you know, like up in the Hollywood Hills type of situation, like working in show business type of thing. That just at its base, I don't want to get into it, but at its base just follows a character named Alan who's gotten a book deal for a science fiction novel that he's writing. He's living
It's like a
up in
sequel to
this-
something that has done really, really well back in the days.
Yeah.
And he also needs money because apparently he did some kind of loan shark deal that he should not have.
Yeah,
had.
and we don't really know what the details are, but he's
yeah.
invited old friends of his from college up to his place to stay for the weekend.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about
Oh, you're thinking
the
of the writer,
actual
right?
writer. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, he's invited friends of his up into this like McMansion that he's living in, basically in the Hollywood Hills for the weekend. They come up. Alan is acting really strangely,
Really
and they
strange.
do not understand why. And it's one of those really, really cleverly made films, and the writing is so wonderful in that it reveals itself, you know, in stages, slowly but surely. And
Yeah,
I
and
really, it was incredibly
yeah,
well
and it has
done.
like flashbacks to why he was behaving weirdly,
Yeah.
and then like you kind of see it from two perspectives in a sense, like you see it from the perspective of the friends, and then you see it from his perspective, actually how he
Yes.
got into
Yeah.
this situation, which was very
Which
interesting.
was great.
Um,
The lead character is Alan, is played by Jermaine Fowler,
he's so good.
who
Oh my
a couple
god.
of people, like maybe if you're listening, if you happen to have seen it, might have seen The Blackening, which was
Yeah.
quite popular. I believe it got like a streaming release last year. It
Hmm.
had done the festival circuit. It had done really well on the festival circuit. It's a very funny film, and he plays one of the characters in that movie.
Yeah, you should also check it out. Seriously,
Also,
it's funny.
the Blackening is really
I
funny.
mean, like, look, you might not catch all the jokes, but seriously, it is great.
But it's a great film. It was just very clever and like a really just like fun time to
It was
watch. I
fun.
feel like you just kind of have
Absolutely.
fun from start to finish with that one. So anyway, yeah, I thought Jermaine Fowler was wonderful in Terrestrial. I
Absolutely
thought he was fantastic.
amazing.
And that's it. It's directed, as I said, directed by Steve Pank, who, that's it, famously directed Hot Tub Time Machine, which is, I know, very popular, as well as Grosse Point Blank and High Fidelity, which are also very well known, quite respected films as well.
And both of them were there in the audience watching the movie with you.
Yeah,
and then they
Jermaine
asked you
Fowler
questions
actually
afterwards.
also
It was
Jermaine Fowler also joined
awesome.
kind of last minute as well to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about the
that's
film,
it. He
which
just
was
kind of like
pretty
popped
cool.
on the stage, and the director was like, "Oh crap, you're
Yeah.
here."
Yeah, that's it. That we saw in conjunction with a short film called Love Machine, which explores the idea of AI
Oh yeah,
and
that was also
the
very good.
way that they like could be potentially like an AI could be fully integrated into society. It was cool. It had an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
I found.
Yeah, it did.
It had like
It
an
was-
interesting sort of like commentary or societal commentary on certain things that I thought was kind of cool. It was, and it was still funny. Like it didn't take itself too seriously.
No, that's it.
Okay, our next one. We didn't see the first world premiere. We saw the second showing of this, but our next film was called Hold the Fort, which did actually have its world premiere at the
Oh
festival. You fucking loved
my
this
God.
movie. So this is a horror comedy.
It is wild and it is so funny.
Yeah.
It is absolutely worth watching. Whenever you can find it, just get it
Yeah.
and watch it. This is one of those movies that like, so sometimes we go to, well, I mean, every time we go to the festival, there's at least maybe one or two movies that I'm like, where can I get this? And then I buy it.
Oh, yeah,
And
I
I
know.
keep it.
Sometimes
Like,
they're
it's
the
in my
really
Apple
funny
account
ones.
library.
Sometimes they're the really like crazy, like they're, especially you've done that a couple of times with the sci-fi picks that
Yeah.
we've had any given year. You've done that a couple of times with those. But this was one that I knew when we were leaving the screening, you were going to be like, I want to watch this movie again.
I want to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I don't know where. I'm going to find it. I'm gonna buy it.
Eventually. So it did have its world premiere at Fantasia, and we were able to go see the second showing. Some of them do have like multiple screenings, which is awesome because it gives you an opportunity to see it.
Yeah, not
you know,
many.
if you're not able to
multiple showing.
No.
By multiple showing, we mean like maybe 2 or 3 at best.
I think there's a few more than that are sprinkled in there that they've got. Yeah. No, you can find some. It's just we never do.
Well, I
They
mean,
never match up with our schedule.
Yeah, seriously. God.
It's because they're always at like noon. The second showing's always at like noon, and if it's during the week, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so Hold the Fort again at like a brief kind of like description, I guess, follows a young couple who have just bought a house in a suburban neighborhood and are attending an HOA meeting reluctantly, particularly in the wife's case, and come to find out that this particular suburban neighborhood might have a lot of amenities, but unfortunately there's a pretty sinister reason that
Yeah, amenities and no property tax.
fuck,
Hello.
for real. Yeah, it's the no property tax for me. As soon as he said that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, there's a catch.
Yeah. That obviously there's a big catch in the form of something pretty satanic, essentially.
I mean,
at its core.
it is in the trailer. So if
Oh
you
God,
do
it's
watch it,
so
you can
funny.
we can say it. There's basically in close proximity to the town,
A
there
portal
is
to
a
hell.
portal to hell.
It's portal to hell.
And every time, once a year, it opens up
Yeah.
and they have to defend
Yeah.
their community,
neighborhood.
basically. But the thing is that it really doesn't take itself too
Oh
seriously.
my God, not even a little bit.
It is absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
There's things like kamikaze bats.
Yes.
Like, come on, that's
The
so
kamikaze bats were
funny.
so
Like,
good.
it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The acting is great.
It's hilarious. Everybody is totally on board, which
Yeah.
I think makes it so much better as well. But
Yes,
it
it
is
does.
a very funny film. It's so silly. If you just want like a silly, goofy time with something, this is like the perfect kind of horror
Yeah,
comedy to
it
put on
kind of
with like a
remind
group
me.
of friends.
Yeah, it kind of remind me like I don't know why Cabin in the Woods,
I
but
guess
almost
so.
better. You know what I mean?
I
Like I don't know.
mean,
Maybe it was because of the different monsters that
I
appeared
think the
and
tone was
everything.
very different. I think it's the different monsters that
Yeah,
probably make
maybe
you
it's
think
that.
about. Yeah,
Tone was definitely different, but like, anyways, it's absolutely
it's great.
hilarious. Hold the fort.
Yeah, it was
Get
so
it.
fun.
I'm buying it.
That was also preceded by a short film that was kind of like a fun surprise called Full Moon Glory Hole, which is actually a radio
Oh my
silence.
God.
Did you block it out?
That yes,
Don't give anything away.
I won't.
It's
My brain blocked it.
really it's a funny little short film presented by Radio Silence, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Behind like Ready or Not, the newer Scream films, not 7, but 5 and 6. That has to do with a skeezy like gas station
In the middle of nowhere.
glory hole
Yep.
situation essentially, and I will leave it at that because it's fun and I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. So that was that one. And then our second to last film that we saw, this one you might have to run through a little bit of the reason that we even kind of picked this in the first place, was Kazakh Scary Tales.
Oh boy.
So okay.
Okay.
Do you want to
So-
explain just your like very vague background so that
I
people
guess
kind
the
of
background. Okay,
I mean, like
so
we might have gone to see it anyway, but there's partially a reason that we chose this
yeah,
film.
so partially the reason that we chose this film is because I spent a few years in my youth in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And it is not the Borat version, what everyone thinks it is. That movie ruined that country forever.
Or it up tourism to a degree.
Or I guess it
I
did
think they've
anyways.
embraced it now.
Kazakhstan is a very modern country.
Yes.
Okay, they have big buildings and skyscrapers and everything, and everyone has satellites. But also, you know, they launch rockets from there. Hello, that's amazing.
Correct.
Anyways,
Yeah,
so
if you're into space
Yeah.
stuff.
so we went there partially because of that, but also partially because of the whole kind of like description
I'm
of
gonna-
it that happened.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So, okay. So this was technically created originally as a TV series, it
Yes.
turns out, and was compiled, put together, was screened to audiences apparently in Kazakhstan, and was deemed too scary.
Too
it
violent,
seems,
too
violent or too
scary,
scary,
yeah.
something anyway. Against the regulations, essentially, in order to be viewed, I guess, on mainstream television
Yes,
was more
I
what
think
the
that's
issue was,
exactly
because
what
they
it
don't
is,
have
yeah.
like an HBO there. You know what I mean? Like they don't have like a thing.
They have HBO.
No, they do, but not HBO with their original programming. Is
Oh,
what I'm
right. I
saying.
mean, sure.
You know what I mean?
Whatever.
So what wound up happening is that now it's kind of being distributed to a degree in like a film version. So in this particular case, it was compiled. The first 3 episodes of the TV series were kind of combined into one film
like
and
into a
sort of like
feature.
seamlessly like put together into a feature instead.
Yeah, well, I mean, because the first 3 episodes are about one story.
Yes, and our
And
understanding
then-
was that like it becomes a bit of an anthology
Exactly.
after that to a degree, because
Yeah.
it takes place in different areas of Kazakhstan potentially and follows different types of like folkloric
Folklore stories.
monsters
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
and like kind of like different to like a different degree.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to even try to pronounce the name of the director. Can you do it?
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, I had to read it, but it's
That's okay.
directed by Adilkan Yerzhanov.
Yeah, okay, see, I was never going to do it.
This is not complicated.
Arthur's first language is Russian, just for anybody who's unfamiliar. Just because I would just be like, what? I can't do it. My accent's terrible. So, this was a really interesting film. I don't even know. And maybe people who have partners who speak different languages other than English will understand what I'm saying. I love watching Russian language films with you because you can explain context to me
Yes,
in
that's
such
fair.
detail, and you catch so many either nuances in terms of the jokes, in terms of the stylization of certain things, in terms of the background
Yeah,
of
but also
some
the
things.
translation. Like
Correct.
I'm listening in the native language and I understand it, and I'm also reading the subtitles, and sometimes
And
like
you're like, these are
that-
weird.
Yeah, either that it's not what they said,
No.
or the way that it was written on the subtitles is not really kind of make sense with the movie. So
Yeah.
I just tell to Megan like what actually is happening.
Yeah, that's it. So sometimes he'll run me through things after. Sometimes he'll just like whisper it to me like a little bit in the middle of the movie to be like, this is what they're talking about. And I mean, in this film too, it's like, you know, specifically set there, filmed there, and also stars very much actors who are from the
Yes.
area
Yeah, yeah,
as
of course.
well, who are from the country. So
Yeah.
it lends like
And some Russian actors as well.
correct. Yeah. It lends like a lot of authenticity to it,
It does.
which is much better. I find you really feel like you're much more immersed in it that way. And it definitely touches on certain aspects of like Kazakh like folklore
Yeah.
that, you know, I'm not familiar with
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
all.
I
but
mean, look, when they were presenting this movie, Mitch Davis,
he's
right?
the creative director
He's
of
the
the
creative
festival.
director
Yeah.
since 1997. He always talks before the beginning of the movie, kind
Correct.
of either give some background or
Yeah.
present, the director, whatever. And he was saying, like, what kind of Megan was saying is that, it was kind of like deemed too scary, whatever. And then he was like, and today we're going to, and how did he put it? He was like, oh yeah, and they had to like reduce the gore to be able to show it and whatever.
Yeah.
And people got disappointed. People were like,
And he was like, no, don't worry. You're going to see the original
yeah,
version.
that's
It's
it.
fine.
And people just clapped. They're like, yay.
And you get everybody was like, yay, cool. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm really curious, like, just in general. I know we talked about it a little bit after, but like, how did you feel about this overall?
So I really like that one because not just because of the horror factor, and there was some good body horror and good makeup and prosthetics.
There
and
were also
everything
like
that.
a couple of pretty decently built scares in
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
I will say.
That too, yeah. The acting was also very
It
well done.
was good. I really liked the main character.
The atmosphere
Yeah.
was well done.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I liked the most about it is that it progressed from being kind of serious, or at least you perceive it as serious,
True.
into something that is very
It got a
silly
little
towards
silly.
the end. And it did in
Kind of
such
on
a good
purpose.
way on purpose. And it is definitely done on purpose because
Yeah.
like towards the end, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that was my favorite part.
Yeah, it's true.
It was so
when
funny.
it's true, when it got a little bit less serious, I feel like it kind of got better in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, because it follows a cop named
A detective who got transferred
Yeah,
from the
named
big city
Birjan.
into basically like
Yeah.
middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
a town of like 100 people.
Yeah, that's it. A cop named Birjan,
Yes.
essentially, who gets he got probably, I think, forcibly transferred. It sounds like anyway, to this very remote area of the country. Like he was obviously in the city before, and they got transferred to like, oh, gross, like really like edge. Like you walk 2 feet and you're in the mountains essentially. Like
Yeah,
it's,
it was
it's
middle of
out in the
nowhere.
middle of nowhere. I have no idea where they filmed this. It looks wild.
I mean, they filmed it there, man.
I guess
That's
so.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like Kazakhstan, like yes, it is modern and everything, but like the moment you leave the city,
Yeah,
and
you were saying when you go
go
into the
through
cities, you're
a
like,
couple of 100 kilometers, there is nothing. There
Yeah.
is steps, right? Like
Yeah.
it's what is it? STEPPE. And it was,
Yes.
Yeah, that. So like it's just that. It's fields of just land. And that's
and
exactly
that's what
where
they
they
call
filmed
it.
it.
Yeah, that's definitely where they. Anyway, who becomes invested in a particular case of. It's the village's name is Caritas, and he investigates a series of sort of kind of unexplained deaths that have occurred.
Karatas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't do it. I need you to do it for me. 12 years in, and I need you to do it for me. I'm sorry. And looks into essentially this one, I will say, did a lot of a combination of, yes, horror, but also there was like a fantastical element to it because there is a folklore element to this as well, which is cool. I love a dark fairy tale personally. So I thought this was really cool. I thought the acting was good, and I thought it was, and it's just fascinating. It's fascinating to see stories from other places that we just we would never come across otherwise. That's why I love this festival, because it kind of gives you the opportunity to do that in a way that, like, mainstream wise in North America, we just don't always get the opportunity to do that, and I really loved that. So that was really cool. And then our last movie, which we actually saw yesterday, the time that we're recording this.
Yesterday at 9:30. By the time we were done, it was like 11:30. We're
so tired.
Fried.
So tired. Was Queens of the Dead, which also had its international premiere, I should say.
That was the first time.
Yeah, that's it. So it's international premiere, so I'm sure it premiered in the States. I don't know when, but now we're getting it in the rest of the world, which is great. So this is a zombie comedy.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fine.
This is a zombie comedy written and directed by Tina Romero, who is George A. Romero's daughter.
Amazing. And she was there too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was so cool to see.
Yeah, that was cool. That takes, some of you can see a lot of the stylistic choices that are similar to like her dad's stuff, but that takes, the idea of a zombie apocalypse film and places it in the middle of Brooklyn. with a sort of ragtag group of folks who are trying to put on a drag show
Yep.
in which everything's kind of going wrong. People are dropping out. All kinds of shit is not working properly. And then on top of that, essentially the zombie apocalypse has just started and they have to kind of fight their way out of the drag club. This was very funny.
It was.
It was very funny. This is her first feature,
That is
apparently.
Very well done.
Which was
for a first
like,
feature. It's incredible.
This was so impressive. I'm always so impressed by people. I'm like, wow, damn, this is your first movie. I never know what to say. I'm just
Isn't
like,
that
Jesus.
crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So they're putting on a show. All of this happens. I wouldn't really give away like more than that. There are a lot of wonderful characters in this. It's basically just like, it's really like, it's like a really fun romp into zombie apocalypse territory with a huge like queer focus. It's just really fun.
That's exactly what it is.
And like what it does. The music is incredible.
The music was great. I want that soundtrack.
Yeah, it's great. The performances were great. I love like the colors, the like obviously like the costumes, like all the drag queens look fucking incredible.
Some of them are singing because obviously a drag show. My God, they're amazing.
So good.
Like, wow.
Like that's it. Like all the stuff. Oh God, it was so fun and like silly and very meta. Like it breaks the fourth wall.
Yes.
We literally referenced like George Romero films in this movie and stuff.
And then Tom Savini also showed up as
Tom
like the
Savini
mayor of New York.
That was great.
So funny.
I was so happy about that. I don't know if he did the effects, but I hope he did.
I really think he did because some of the effects that were done in the
it's possible,
the prosthetics or the like the real effects, etc., were very well done, and it was also kind of his style. I find
that's it. With like that's it. A heavy focus on LGBTQ plus representation, which was great and fun, and not in your face in like a stupid way. Like it just made sense within the context.
No,
of
it
the
made
film.
sense because it was a club.
And not like, oh, here you go,
club.
here it is. No, like it was just these are the characters, and also had a really good. I guess like it had a kind of a really fun little sub commentary to do with how attached people are to their phones, which was funny.
Yeah, that is true.
Just something that recurs
really
throughout
funny.
the course of the film, which I appreciated. But yeah, no, it was so fun. And that's it. Like had like a lot of like great actors in it. It starred Katie O'Brien, who I know was more recently in like Love Lies Bleeding, which I have not watched. But I've heard with Kristen Stewart, but I've heard is not what you think it is at all. It seems like it's going to be a crime drama, and then I think it goes off into like a really weird space. So I'm kind of curious to see it. I remember like when the trailer came out, I was like, yeah, okay, that seems good. But I'll probably get around to it at some point. But yeah, this was super fun.
Who was the other one?
Who are you
the main
of?
Character, Dre.
Yeah, that's
What's
Katie
her name?
O'Brien.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah, that's Katie O'Brien. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, she was also in Mission Impossible, you told me.
Oh, yeah, apparently she was in the latest Mission Impossible movie, which I do not remember.
I checked on their socials this morning, and she was there. She was at Fantasia. She was in that audience.
She was?
She was, because they took pictures with Tina outside there with a little backdrop.
Because we saw Tina Romero, but I didn't see Katie O'Brien.
No, she was there. I know.
Fuck's sake.
God damn it.
Damn it. Oh, well. Anyway. So that was what we closed out with. I love closing it with like a fun movie.
Yes.
You know, and I know like Tina Romero herself even said before the screening, she was like, you know, hopefully just with everything that's going on in the world right now, this just like offers a little bit of levity to people. It was just a fun passion project, and it comes through, I think, in the cast, how they interact with each other, like in everything. It was just really fun.
Yeah. And also, apparently a lot of people were actually excited to see it, right? Like they posted about it, and people were acting or saying that they were like, oh, this is why I want to see this one, whatever, etc. Shudder picked it up.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Nice.
So it's going to be available on Shudder soon. So you should
I'm not even
check
surprised. It's such a fun movie. I'm not surprised that it got picked up like immediately.
Queens of the Dead. You should check it out on Shudder, and I think it was also picked up by the independent film company or something.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, whatever. So
Nice.
it's definitely going to be available somewhere soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's it. So those were the 6 that we were able to see this year. Like I said, normally we do a few more. And who knows, like in future years, we'll probably be able to get to a few more again. So as we do anyway, I feel like this will become like a regular thing that we'll do when
100%.
when we do our Fantasia stuff. We'll just do like talk-throughs of everything that we've seen. As usual, it's just great. It's so incredibly rarely am I like disappointed with anything that I see at Fantasia, honestly.
That's true. It's rare that we had movies that were like,
this wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
we had movies that were like,
normally that's what it is. Like there are so many aspects of a lot of the films that we see that I can appreciate. In some cases, I'm like, this just wasn't my kind of film. And that's about it. Usually that's like my takeaway.
Yeah, that's it. It was just that, or we're just kind of like, it was okay.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And literally that's maybe 1 out of the 10 that we usually see.
Oh my
It's
God, yeah.
rare that it is more than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I don't think we had any of that this year.
No,
So,
not at all.
yay. It was a successful one. Anyway, we'll be, coming back with like more regularly scheduled programming outside of this kind of space soon enough. But obviously, in the meantime, feel free to follow us on all of our socials. So Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. You can search for Gravetone Pod.
Yep.
And that is where we will be. But until next time, guys, stay scared and stay tuned.
Ciao, guys.